Most people do not think about pancreatic cancer until it is already very serious, and that is exactly what makes it so dangerous. It often moves quietly, and by the time many people notice something is wrong, the disease may already be advanced. That is why this video matters. Pancreatic cancer takes more lives each year than some cancers that get far more attention, yet many people still do not know the warning signs. In fact, a lot of the symptoms can show up long before diagnosis, but they are easy to brush off as something minor. Your pancreas is a small organ, about the size of your hand, but it plays a huge role behind the scenes. It helps produce enzymes for digestion and hormones that help control blood sugar. Because it sits deep inside the body, problems there are not always easy to catch early. Today, we are going through 8 warning signs that may be linked to pancreatic cancer. Some of them are so common that people ignore them for weeks or even months. There's also research suggesting that when several of these symptoms appear together, the chance of spotting the problem earlier may improve. That is why paying attention to the details really matters. Quick disclaimer: this video is for education only, not medical advice. If you notice anything unusual or persistent, speak with a qualified health professional. And if this kind of content helps you, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more helpful health information. Now let's begin with the first sign. Sign number 1, dark yellow or brown urine. One early warning sign can show up in the bathroom. If your urine suddenly becomes very dark, almost like tea or cola, and it does not improve even when you are drinking enough water, that is something to take seriously. This can happen when pancreatic cancer affects the bile duct and causes a buildup of bilirubin in the body. Bilirubin is a yellowish substance created when red blood cells break down. Normally, your liver processes it and your body gets rid of it through stool. But when the bile duct is blocked, that process gets interrupted. Then your body starts trying to remove bilirubin in other ways, including through urine. That is why the color can change so noticeably. A lot of people assume it is just dehydration. But if the darker color keeps coming back for more than a few days, it should not be ignored. It can show up before more obvious signs like yellow skin or yellow eyes. That small change may seem harmless, but it can be one of the body's first quiet warnings. And the next sign is one many people mistake for simple stomach trouble. But urine color is only the beginning. The next symptom often feels like something far more ordinary, which is exactly why it gets missed. Sign number 2, stomach pain or back pain. Pain connected to pancreatic cancer can be tricky because it often does not feel like classic sharp pain. Instead, people may notice a deep, dull ache in the upper abdomen that slowly spreads toward the back. It can feel like a band of discomfort wrapping around the body. Some describe it as pressure. Others say it feels like a constant heavy soreness that never quite goes away. If the tumor grows in the body or tail of the pancreas, this kind of pain can become more noticeable. It may get worse after eating or when lying down flat. That is part of what makes it so confusing. At first, it can come and go, which makes people think it is indigestion, muscle strain, or an ordinary stomach issue. But as the condition progresses, the pain often becomes more persistent. The pancreas sits close to several nerves and organs, so when something is wrong, the pain can travel in unusual ways. That's why doctors pay close attention to where the pain is felt, when it happens, and whether it gets worse over time. Pain alone does not automatically mean cancer, of course, but if it is ongoing, unusual, and paired with other symptoms, it deserves a closer look. And the next symptom may seem even more harmless at first. Sign number 3, gas or bloating. Feeling bloated now and then is common. Most people experience it from time to time after a heavy meal. But when it happens again and again, or when it feels unusually strong, it can be worth paying attention to. Pancreatic cancer can interfere with digestion in ways that leave you feeling full too quickly. You may take just a few bites and already feel stuffed. That is called early satiety, and it can happen when a tumor presses against the stomach or part of the small intestine. Because the pancreas helps make digestive enzymes, any disruption there can affect how your body processes food. Instead of digesting normally, you may feel pressure, fullness, or tightness in your abdomen. What makes this symptom frustrating is that it often does not improve much with the usual fixes. Antacids, skipping certain foods, or trying to wait it out may not make much difference. Some people think it is stress. Others think it is just a sensitive stomach. But when bloating keeps hanging around for weeks, it should not be shrugged off. The body has a way of sending signals when digestion is not working properly, and this is one of them. But bloating is not the only digestive clue. The next sign can actually affect nearby organs in a much more serious way. 4. Swelling of the gallbladder or liver. Pancreatic cancer does not just affect the pancreas itself. It can also create a domino effect in nearby organs, especially the gallbladder and liver. This happens because a tumor can block the bile duct, which is the passage that carries bile from the liver to the small intestine. When that pathway gets blocked, bile starts backing up. The gallbladder may enlarge because it is holding bile but cannot release it properly. The liver can also become swollen as the pressure builds. In some cases, a doctor may notice this during a physical exam, and imaging tests like an ultrasound or CT scan can make the changes even clearer. These organs are closely connected, so when one part of the system is disrupted, others can be affected too. That is why swelling in this area can be such an important clue. Sometimes the signs are subtle. Other times they are more obvious during examination or imaging. Either way, they are not changes to ignore. Now, the next warning sign is one most people would never automatically connect to cancer. 5. Blood clots. This is one of the more overlooked symptoms, but it can be serious. Pancreatic cancer can make the blood more likely to clot. Doctors call this a hypercoagulable state, which basically means the blood becomes stickier than normal. That can lead to clots in deep veins, often in the legs. A deep vein thrombosis, or DVT, can cause swelling, redness, warmth, or pain in the affected area. And if a clot breaks loose and travels to the lungs, it can become a pulmonary embolism, which is a medical emergency. Warning signs of a clot in the lungs include sudden shortness of breath, chest pain that gets worse when breathing deeply, and a fast heartbeat. The reason this happens is because cancer can release substances into the blood that disrupt normal clotting. The body's system gets thrown off balance, and the risk rises. This is one of those problems people often do not think about until it becomes urgent. But when it happens, it should never be ignored. And the next symptom can look surprisingly similar to a routine infection. 6. Fever and chills. Fever is not always caused by infection. In some cases, pancreatic cancer can trigger temperature changes because the body is reacting to inflammation. That may lead to episodes of fever, chills, or shivering that come and go. This can be especially confusing because the pattern may not look like a normal cold or flu. You might feel freezing one moment, then suddenly run a fever later. Some people also notice night sweats along with it. When the bile duct is blocked or the pancreas becomes inflamed, the body is under stress from more than one direction. That can create repeated temperature swings, rather than one short illness that passes quickly. The key thing to watch for is persistence. A viral infection usually improves in a reasonable amount of time, but fevers related to a deeper problem may keep returning. When unexplained fevers keep showing up with other symptoms, that is a reason to get checked. And now we come to a symptom that many people blame on busy schedules, stress, or getting older. Fever can be misleading, but the next sign is even easier to dismiss, and that is exactly what makes it dangerous. 7. Fatigue or physical weakness. This is not just normal tiredness. Cancer-related fatigue can feel overwhelming, heavy, and constant. Even after rest, sleep, or a quiet day, the exhaustion does not really go away. It is the kind of tiredness that makes simple things feel harder than they should. You might notice that climbing stairs, carrying groceries, or getting through a normal day suddenly feels like a major effort. That can happen because the cancer affects how the body uses energy and nutrients. It can also bring emotional strain. Some people feel more down, anxious, or mentally drained without fully understanding why. Sleep may become less restful, which makes the fatigue even worse. What makes this symptom tricky is that it often builds slowly. Because it develops over time, people start adjusting to it instead of questioning it. They may assume it is work stress, aging, or just being overextended. But when exhaustion is persistent and out of proportion to your usual routine, it is worth taking seriously. And the final sign often shows up in the digestive system itself. 8. Digestive problems. The pancreas is a major part of digestion. So when something goes wrong there, The digestive system often feels it. Pancreatic cancer can reduce the body's ability to make the enzymes needed to break down fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. When that happens, food may not be processed properly, which can lead to nausea, vomiting, poor appetite, and general stomach discomfort. Some people also notice changes in their stool. It may become pale, greasy, or unusually foul-smelling because fats are not being absorbed the way they should be. That can also lead to weight loss, which may happen without trying. If the body is not getting or using nutrients properly, strength and energy can drop too. A lot of people first assume they have a simple stomach bug, food sensitivity, or stress-related indigestion. But if these problems linger or keep getting worse, they should not be ignored. Digestive changes may seem ordinary on the surface, but in some cases, they are part of a much bigger problem. And that is why knowing these symptoms matters. If you remember anything from this video, remember this: pancreatic cancer often does not announce itself loudly. It whispers. It shows up in small changes that are easy to dismiss. But catching those changes early can make a real difference. If this video helped you, please like it and subscribe for more health content that could one day save a life. And check out the other videos on your screen for more important information.